Color blindness, also known as color vision deficiency, is the inability to distinguish colors. This is considered a vision disorder and is actually pretty common. Before you can understand how and why color blindness occurs, you need to know a little bit about how the human eye works to see colors. First, there are these things called cones and rods that are in your eye. These cones are responsible for how we perceive color and they work in daylight, while rods help you see in low light conditions or the dark. Light hits an object, the object then absorbs some of the electromagnetic waves and will reflect the rest. The wavelengths of the reflected light determine the color or colors you see. Wavelengths are the distance between two corresponding crests with a trough in between. The reflected light enters your eye, reaching the retina, and inside the retina are the cones, which then send signals through the optic nerve to your brain, creating an image based on the colors you see. There are 3 different types of cones, each of which have different sensitivities to light wavelengths. First, there are red cones, which make up about 64% of the total cones inside the retina. They are the least sensitive, and they are known as protan. Next, there are the green cones, which make up about 32% of all cones. Green cones are known as deutin. Lastly, the blue cones, which are the most sensitive of the 3, only make up 2% of all cones, and these cones are known as triton. All 3 of these types of cones work together to allow you to see the entire color spectrum. Now that you understand how humans see colors, you can understand how and why color blindness occurs. Color blindness happens when one or more of the types of cones are either absent or not working correctly. There are 3 main types of color blindness. There is protanomaly, which is when there is a reduced sensitivity to red lights. Or, there is something wrong with the proton cone, the red cone. There is deuteranomaly, which is when there is a reduced sensitivity of the green cone or green light. This is also the most common of the 3. This is when there is something wrong with the deutin cone. Lastly, there is tritonomaly, which is the reduced sensitivity to blue light, and this is very uncommon. This occurs when there is something wrong with the triton cone. Dichromacy is a type of color blindness that occurs when you are completely missing a type of cone. Either it's completely absent or completely unable to function properly. With dichromacy, there are 3 main types once again. Protanopia, unable to perceive any red light, deuteranopia, no green light, and tritanopia, no blue light. Final type of color blindness is monochromacy. This is when your retina is completely absent of all 3 types of cones. This causes you to only see in different shades of black, gray, and white. But this form is extremely rare and only occurs in about 1 out of every 33,000 people. There are a lot of tests used to diagnose color blindness, but the main one is the Ishihara plate test. This test looks like this and it mainly tests for red-green color blindness. Color blindness can be passed down through genetics or it can occur due to eye damage, disease, or aging. The impacts color blindness have on people range depending on the severity. But colorblind people are often unable to get jobs and have trouble shopping or dressing with clothes that match. The severity of color blindness is categorized by slight, moderate, strong, and absolute. 8% of men suffer from color blindness, while 0.5% of women suffer from this disorder. Color blindness is more common in males than females because the most common form of color deficiency is found in the X chromosome.